observing the situation in Venezuela and the way the the new Trumpian order is, are you surprised and what should we expect next?
Well, the surprise was the timing and the suddenness of the operation, but it should really have been no surprise that there would be action on Venezuela, because this is something that the right-wing conservative manifesto had very much on top of its list. And this was the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025, which was published in 2023. And that said that the next US president should prioritize action on Venezuela, Iran. It also named China and Russia and DPRK. But this has been on the cards because they said it has a communist regime and so on. And then, if we had any doubts, it was clarified by the national security strategy published in December, which talked of the Trump corollary to the Monroe Doctrine, what is now being called the Donroe Doctrine, which was about securing the Western Hemisphere. But I think now, with the Venezuela operation and the post Venezuela comments, it's quite clear that there are other countries on the horizon. So, we had a Trumpian administration in 2025, which took hard power actions in at least seven or eight instances, actually using missiles in places like Yemen and Iran and even Nigeria. But now we have a situation where they are saying that the similar action could be taken in other places, and they've named Colombia, Cuba, and also in the hemisphere, then Greenland next, and so there is definitely a focus this year on hard power actions to secure U.S. supremacy, first in the Western Hemisphere. And I would argue that without really withdrawing completely from other theaters, because the threat to Iran is what Ambassador Casey Singh will understand better, is also in another theater. So I don't think the US is completely withdrawing from other theaters, but certainly focusing for now on the Western Hemisphere.
Marshal KCC, will you take this thought forward? Is this sort of a division? The US takes its spoils, Russia takes its spoils, China takes its spoils, and where does India really stand in this?
I think we're caught in the middle, and we have a problem. Trade deal is still not finalized. Then we saw Trump holding forth in the plane where he said, they're trying to please me, and so on and so forth. So he's just not concerned whether the Indian government is embarrassed or not embarrassed. He's just carrying on. I think India's, and you get it in the same NSS, which came on December 4, 5. India is just a corollary in the Asian approach, where the Asian segment is there. They talk of Indo-Pacific. And India is seen as only facilitating in the Indo-Pacific. There's no separate role for India as far as America can see. It's a regional role, and the way they've lifted up Pakistan very clearly, they want a different kind of balance in South Asia. They're not accepting India's dominance. And to balance that, I think they pulled up America, pulled up Pakistan. So it's a different world. We've gone probably back to 1947. And I think it's embarrassing for BJP because they don't know how to deal with it. The whole thing was based right from after the nuclear tests that India had, where the Indo-US relationship hit a bottom. All prime ministers, Vajpayee and then Manmohan Singh, etc., they all basically accepted that excellent relations with America, as much as America thought excellent relations with India, were critical to handling the rise of China, Indo-Pacific security in the area. That role of India seems to be not in Trump's mind important. America's, of course, Monroe Doctrine has been talked about, though he's inverted it. The original Monroe Doctrine was because the Americans said the colonial powers had no business to intervene in Latin America after decolonization. So that they were trying to protect the independence of the newly independent Latin American countries, whereas Trump is trying to have colonial control of the independent countries.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.